Hey there, it's Imran and you're watching Imran Plus. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about all of the biggest headlines and developments from this weekend at the 2022 Venice International Film Festival. We're going to definitely be diving deep into all of the Don't Worry Darling drama, including Spitgate and the feud between Florence Pugh and Olivia Wilde. But we also have some other updates and developments that are pretty exciting that I want to discuss with you all. So before we get into it all, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button so you can help this channel grow and so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Okay, let's first start with one of the most positive updates and headlines from this weekend. And my personal favorite is that Brendan Fraser received a 6-minute standing ovation for The Whale. That is his upcoming movie, directed by Darren Aronofsky. It's starring Brendan Fraser, Sadie Sink, and Hong Chow. Super excited. Very positive reviews for this film coming out. This is about a man who is looking to reconcile with his daughter in a last-ditch effort. And I think that this is going to be an emotional drama where Brendan Fraser seems to have done an amazing job with a breakout performance, and I'm also looking forward to see Sadie Sink's performance because she was phenomenal in this last season of Stranger Things. But let's talk about the 6-minute standing ovation for Brendan Fraser. I am so happy for him. He deserves this and more. If you know what Brendan Fraser has been through, then you know what a big moment this is for him. He was a big name for a while there, but then he experienced sexual assault in Hollywood and then was blacklisted from Hollywood for many years. He's gone through so many health complications and injuries related to his stunt work. He used to do his own stunts in his movies, and so that has given him a lot of health trouble, and I think he had some trouble with his marriage and his personal life. And so Brendan Fraser has been through a lot, very undeservedly so. He seems like a really great guy, and it's just really sad to see. And there hasn't really been any support for him. He just was left all alone. And so to see so much support and warmth and love for Brendan Fraser at the Venice Film Festival is really exciting and just so well deserved. And for those of you who watch Doom Patrol, you already know that Brendan Fraser is really good on that show, but this is really the Brendan Fraser Renaissance, the Brenaissance, as many people are calling it. And I was very disheartened when Batgirl was canceled, particularly for Brendan Fraser, in addition to Leslie Grace. But this was supposed to be Brendan Fraser's big role and a big blockbuster. He was going to be the main villain, Firefly, and that was like a really exciting moment for him and a big part of his return to Hollywood. But that film got shelved by Warner Brothers, and we'll likely never see his performance there. And so that was really sad, but I'm very happy to see that we are still getting the Renaissance, and it's still going strong with The Whale. He is getting a lot of positive feedback. That film currently is at an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is good. That's a good sign. And I think that its debut and premiere at the Venice Film Festival and the positive reception of that premiere has catapulted this film to an awards major contender, and Brendan Fraser is now a front runner for Best Actor. I think that the reception, that standing ovation, is largely for Brendan Fraser. He was front and center of that. And so, sorry, Austin Butler, I thought you were going to be like a major contender, and you still are, but I think that Brendan Fraser has moved to the front of that list, and I think it's going to be hard to compete with him. Let's see. We are just beginning the awards season with this festival, and so let's see what else comes out and what other performances we see. But I think that this might be Brendan Fraser's year, the way last year was Will Smith's year. And I think people are really going to want to reward Brendan Fraser for his perseverance and just he's had such a great career. And with the film like this is a perfect opportunity to recognize him and give him his flowers. Another movie that received really high praise, and one that I didn't know about until this festival, is The Banshees of Inisherin, which is an upcoming film starring Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. This movie got a 15-minute standing ovation at the Venice Film Festival. 15 minutes. That is the longest standing ovation in the history of the film festival, and I believe the history of ever. So that is amazing, and it's currently sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So this movie is going to be a juggernaut potentially during award season. 100% Rotten Tomatoes, 15-minute standing ovation. That's incredible. This is a really strong movie. It's about Brendan Gleeson's character decides to end his lifelong friendship with his friend, who's played by Colin Farrell, on a remote island on the coast off the coast of Ireland. And so Colin Farrell's character tries to reconcile and repair that friendship with the help of his sister and other people from that town. This movie is a drama comedy, so I expect it to really pack a punch and really get in your feels, and clearly it's doing a really good job at that with all of its praise. 15-minute standing ovation. That's nuts. This has a serious chance at least getting nominated for Best Picture. I expect to see that definitely during the Academy Awards as well as the Critics Awards. And I think that this will be a prominent awards contender across all categories. And then of course we have Timothee Chalamet, who turned lots of heads during the red carpet of his upcoming film Bones and All, where he rocked a backless jumper, a red backless jumper, and that definitely got a lot of attention. You might have seen pictures of it on social media. But he is promoting his upcoming film Bones and All, which is a reteaming with director Luca Guadagnino from Call Me By Your Name, as well as Taylor Russell, who is actually the lead of this film. You would think that Timothee Chalamet is the lead based on how they're positioning this movie and the attention that it's getting, but he's actually the romantic interest to Taylor Russell's main character. Bones and All is a movie adaptation of a novel which has received high praise, and it's about cannibals who are traveling the back roads of America. And Timothee Chalamet's character, I heard, is, along with being a cannibal, a bi character. So I wonder if that's gonna get people's butts into the theaters, because he definitely creates and generates chatter on the internet. He has lots of stands, but let's see if Timothee Chalamet can get people to come and watch his movie. Dune had pretty good success, and so has, and Call Me By Your Name I think did pretty decently as well. But if Timothee Chalamet is the next movie star, he's gonna have to get people into the theater. And so this is a good test, but I think the real test will be his upcoming Wonka film, where he is the lead and the star. But as for Bones and All, this has an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is very strong. It opened in the 90s and has been decreasing, which is normal, but 89%, that's strong. So I expect Oscar chances for this film as well. Maybe a nomination for Timothee Chalamet, potentially Taylor Russell. Let's see how the film plays out. And an interesting development from all of this Bones and All chatter is that Luca Guadagnino said that he is working on a sequel to Call Me By Your Name, where he's going to focus on Timothee Chalamet's character as that character grows up into being an adult. So I think that's really interesting to create a franchise out of that film. And throughout this whole thing, I just find it so fascinating that Timothee Chalamet and Luca Guadagnino, who had made a movie with Armie Hammer, are now making a movie together about cannibals, while Armie Hammer himself has been accused of cannibalistic fetishes. And so that is just a weird coincidence and positioning of all of this. So let's see how this movie turns out, and let's see if people go to see it. I'm interested to see what the story is and what these characters are going to be like. And then of course we have Don't Worry Darling, with all of its drama and baggage unloading at the Venice Film Festival. Wow, I have never seen a movie like this undergo a complete 180. This was supposed to be a hot movie. It had Harry Styles, Florence Pugh, Gemma Chan, Chris Pine, Olivia Wilde. Like, this was a star-studded picture. It was supposed to be a front runner, or at least a contender for awards. It was supposed to be, big at the box office. It was poised to be a big success all around. And now it has completely fallen apart. This is a utter disaster and a tragic mess. And I can't believe that it all happened at the Venice Film Festival. So what happened? What happened at the Venice Film Festival, and what is all of this Don't Worry drama? And did Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine? In order for us to really talk about this, let's start at the beginning, where this all kind of started to take shape at CinemaCon, where Olivia Wilde was presenting Don't Worry Darling. This was the beginning of the ad campaign for this film. And there she was served papers by her partner, Jason Sudeikis' legal team, because after she was served on stage, literally on stage in the middle of a presentation, she was served those papers. Jason Sudeikis' legal team said that they had no part in that, and that was a third party delivering those papers, and they would not have done that if they had any control over it. Olivia Wilde, in recent interviews, has talked about how that was inappropriate and she left that relationship for a reason. But that started to get the wheels turning, and people started talking about Olivia Wilde more than the movie Don't Worry Darling. And then in these interviews, Olivia Wilde shared that initially she was going to have Shia LaBeouf as the lead in this film instead of Harry Styles. But she fired Shia LaBeouf because he was making Florence Pugh uncomfortable, and Florence Pugh did not want to work with him. It was not a good environment on set. And of course, Shia LaBeouf has abuse allegations against him. And so it was just, so Olivia Wilde fired Shia LaBeouf from this project. Now that did not sit well with Shia LaBeouf, who then released a video that Olivia Wilde had sent him of her. She recorded a video of herself and sent it to Shia LaBeouf, where she's explicitly asking him to return to the picture, that she's not ready to give up on him and to give up on this project, and that Miss Flo, Florence Pugh, missed that this might be a wake-up call for Miss Flo. Keep that in mind because that's going to come back later. Overall, it's very clear she wants Shia LaBeouf back. So that juxtaposed with her in interviews saying that she fired Shia LaBeouf in order to protect Florence Pugh is not a good look. That's not a good look at all, and people start to call her out. There's headlines of a feud developing between Olivia Wilde and Florence Pugh, and then it's revealed that Florence Pugh is not going to be able to do the press for this movie at all. She's busy with Dune. So at the Venice Film Festival, we have, the press conference where the cast is conducting interviews before the premiere. Florence Pugh, nowhere to be seen. But here we have Harry Styles really just stumbling all over the place, tripping over his own feet. Really not a good look for him. He is answering questions in a convoluted way, not really saying anything. He's asked, there's one particular video where he's like, the best part of being an actor, or the thing I like about being an actor, is I have no idea what I'm doing. And that's like fun and all if you're on Jimmy Fallon or Stephen Colbert, but when you're at a film festival with professionals and people in the industry where this is about art and celebrating acting and the art of filmmaking, to say you don't know what you're doing as an actor is not a good look, especially if this is supposed to be your first real role as an actor. So that is just a mess. Harry Styles is making a fool of himself, and Chris Pine, on the other hand, is generating a ton of memes. It looks like he does not want to be there. People are saying he's dissociating, he's in the astral plane. It's hilarious. And Harry Styles and Chris Pine do a joint interview where Harry Styles talks about the thing he likes about Don't Worry Darling. It's a movie that feels like a movie. It feels like a movie that you would see in the theaters because it's a movie. And that meme is hilarious because people have zoomed in on Chris Pine's face, who is really not having it. He's clearly not into it. And so there's already this tension that people have created, I don't know if that's real or not, between Harry Styles and Chris Pine. And so we get to the red carpet of the Venice Film Festival where Florence Pugh arrives. She arrives stunning the red carpet. She greets the rest of the cast, Gemma Chan, Nick Kroll, Chris Pine. Chris Pine's taking pictures of her. But it's notable that she does not take any pictures with Harry Styles or Olivia Wilde, does not even speak with them or acknowledge them. Florence Pugh has been silent during this entire thing. Her silence has been deafening because typically, whenever there's sort of rumors about Florence Pugh, she is quick to, clear them out, take control of the narrative and not let people, twist rumors about her. And she uses her social media in that way pretty effectively. She'll go on Instagram, if not do an interview about it. But Florence Pugh has not spoken about this at all. She has not said a word. And so that's fueling a lot of the rumors that maybe there's some tension, something happened on set. Florence Pugh's not happy with Olivia Wilde or Harry Styles. So after this red carpet, we go into the theater to, the movie's gonna premiere. And here we have Spitgate. So Olivia Wilde and Chris Pine are seated, and as Harry Styles walks in to sit down next to Chris Pine, he bends over and it looks like he spits on Chris Pine because Chris Pine stops clapping, looks down in his lap and makes an indignant face, is kind of shocked and stunned at what happened and just laughs to himself because he can't do anything. It seems like something so wild happened that he can't really react to it, so he's just gonna laugh to himself. I mean, who hasn't been in that situation, right? So then we get a bunch of angles with Harry Styles sitting down from the back, from the front, from the side. People are sharing all these video clips of him sitting down, trying to analyze whether or not Harry Styles actually spit on Chris Pine. Now, I have seen all of these videos. I've watched them multiple times trying to see if I could see anything, and from that one video where you were getting an angle from behind them, I couldn't really see any, like that is less convincing because I don't see anything come out of Harry Styles' mouth. But then when you look from the front, Chris Pine's reaction is so perfectly timed with Harry Styles like bending over. It just seems like I first maybe thought he like spit his gum out or something, but it's so obvious that Chris Pine is reacting to something that is happening in his lap, and right at the moment where Harry Styles is like bending right over him. And so that video really makes me think that maybe he spit on him. And there's one clip where you can kind of see something in the direction from Harry Styles' mouth going into Chris Pine's lap, which is crazy that we're even discussing this. This is a Venice Film Festival, and here we are discussing whether or not one actor spit on another actor. That's Hollywood. Hollywood is back. Do I think that Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine? It's hard to say, and I don't think we'll ever know. Now, Chris Pine's representatives and publicists came out and said that it's ludicrous. Harry Styles did not spit on Chris Pine. They're both professional actors who get along very well, yada, yada, yada. We're never going to know. No one's going to admit that because that's a bad look for both of them. Chris Pine, an actor who's worked for a long time, really respected, getting spit on, I don't think he wants that for himself. And Harry Styles, Harry Styles' team is going to work hard to make sure it's never confirmed whether or not he did it. He did not. Their stance is he did not. Either they're going to say nothing as they have, or they're going to say he did not.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Harry Styles is like an up-and-coming actor. He's trying to prove himself and, gain respect for himself. And he's already had a bad day at this film festival with answering these interview questions. And if him spitting on another actor at the premiere of both of their films, that is terrible. That is terrible, and I expect that he has probably lost a lot of credibility and respect already. Now, the funniest part about all of this is that the Rotten Tomatoes score for this film is a 42%. A 42%. That is awful. That's awful. Remember, I said that this film was poised to be a success. People were excited about this, and now it is a Rotten Tomato film. 42% is just so bad. And typically when a film premieres, it has reviews and it has like a Rotten Tomatoes score, and then it goes down after that as more and more people see it. If it's at a 42% now, and when this film opens wide, I don't see that going up. So this film and anyone involved can kiss award season goodbye because they are not getting any recognition. They are not getting even a nomination. I don't even think they're going to be invited to the awards unless they have other projects, because this is just turned into a hot mess, and I don't think anyone wants to be associated with it. What do you think? What do you think about Spitgate? Do you think it's real? What do you think about this feud? Do you think that there's any more to come out of this, or have we reached the peak and now it's just going to continue, the same thing going to continue over and over again? And what do you think about the other headlines from the film festival? Brendan Fraser's 6-minute standing ovation, Timothee Chalamet's red carpet look, and the 15-minute and 100% Rotten Tomatoes score for The Banshees of Inisherin. Let me know what you think of all of these developments from the Venice Film Festival. The conversation will continue as more and more movies come out and award season picks up steam. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great time. Lots more videos coming soon. But in the meantime, make sure you like this video and subscribe. Click that bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and fellow movie enthusiasts. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.